Okay, so let's read the case study. लेकिन उससे पहले जो है वो हम लोग उसे क्वेश्चन पढ़ लेते हैं. First question is identify one limitation to the business of labor intensive operation. Uh, so we can answer this question without reading the case study. Uh, okay, so the first question is identify the one limitation to a business if the labor intensive operation stable goes. Labor intensive means that they have more labor and less machinery. So the one limitation of the labor intensive could be that there is a high labor cost, because in like machinery there is like we just need to you can say that have to incur the first time cost when we are going to purchase the machinery. Otherwise, machinery is less expensive in terms of variable cost, but the labor intensive, the high labor cost is there. Next person is explain the term, the meaning quaternary sector of the economy. Quaternary sector means that this is the part of the economy that focuses on the knowledge-based activities. So basically, these type of businesses, they provide the intellectual services. For example, information technology, research and development services to the other businesses, data analysis, these kind
एक्सक्यूज
of
मी मैडम,
services they used to provide. See,
आप वही पेपर डिस्कस कर रही हैं?
new paper है ये 2026 Feb March.
क्या?
Okay. Then we have the B part. They're saying refer to table 1.1. Calculate how much it would have cost a business to advertise with influencer A in January 2006 if 10% of the influencer A's followers clicked on the advertisement. Okay, so basically this is a very we can say that complicated question. We will see how we can do that. Then the second part is that explain one way IX adds value to its services. So we will read the case study. Otherwise, if you want to add this, add the, if you want to um, add the value in your services, so you can do that with the help of increasing, you can say that the quality of your services. And then the C part is analyze one advantage and one disadvantage to IX of using the dynamic pricing. So first of all, we have to write what is the meaning of dynamic pricing, and then we will write the one advantage, then we will analyze this, and plus we will use the information from the case, and then again we will state the disadvantage, then again we will use the information from the case and analyze this answer. The D part is evaluate whether the license fare is most appropriate management style for IX. So we know that there are different types of the management style. License fare is one of them. Then there is autocratic, democratic, and the paternalistic management style. So it means that first of all we have to talk about that. Okay, license fare is good. Then why it is not good, and then we have to talk about another management style. For example, we can say autocratic, democratic, and the paternalistic style. And then again, we have to analyze that style, we have to evaluate this, and at the end, we will make a conclusion. So let's read the case study. They're saying that Kamal is a successful social media influencer. In 2020, Kamal launched his own social media platform. One second. Okay. So in 2020, the Kamal launched his own social media platform called Influencer Experience. Okay. So like this is his own social media platform, and this is called Influencer Experience, operating in the quaternary sector of the economy. Why the quaternary sector? Because maybe like they are serving, because definitely social media, it's not only they are serving the end user, because different businesses, they can use social media for their different, you can say, promotion of the different product as well. Because if you see, like in the TikTok, there are different influencers, and the companies, they used to pay to those influencers, and those influencers, they used to make different videos about their product and about whatever the service they are selling. And it means that somehow the TikTok is also operating in the quaternary sector, since it is providing the services to the businesses as well. Kamal targeted other social media influencers with the IX promotion. IX allows influencers to manage and publish videos on its platform. The unique selling point of the IX is that it provides the influencers with better and more detailed information than any other platform. So it means that definitely with the help of this, the businesses can provide the detailed information about their product. IX is a free to use service for social media influencers. IX charges other businesses to advertise on the platform. And the price of advertising space is set each month. Okay, each month, like they used to set their prices using dynamic price. It means that, for example, if I want to get more clicks on my ad, or maybe uh, I just want that more and more customers should watch my ad, so then I have to pay more. So that's dynamic pricing. Based
Okay.
on how many users click on the advertisement, means the price per click. So how many clicks I want, so according to that, they will be like charging. Okay. Then there's data provided. Table 1.1 data about advertising on IX platform. So we have the three influencers here, influencer A, B, and C, and they are saying that price per click is this, number of followers they have, these number of followers, price, and in the fab, as you can see, in the very next month, the price has changed and the number of followers has changed as well. IX operations as labor intensive, and Kamal described his management style as laissez-faire, because IX has 13 employees who are all managed by Kamal. So here we have table 1.2 about their employees. Marketing department, they have 5 employees there, and they are sharing profit with them. Then we have advertising sales department, they have 10 employees and they are working on commission based. Technical department, they have been paid on the time based. Maintenance department, they're also paying on the time based. Like how much time they, they are working, so according to that, they pay. Okay, so let's first of all, as we know how we can write this answer, we just need to simply identify one limitation, and it is a higher labor cost. And then we have to explain the term quaternary sector. So first of all, we need to write a definition, okay, and then we need to add one application from the case, which should prove that how this quaternary sector, link with the case study. So we can say the quaternary sector is a part of economy that focuses on knowledge-based activities. So these businesses basically provide the intellectual services rather than physical goods, and they use the specialized knowledge and skills. So in this case study, the IX operates in this sector because it provides data and digital platform services to the influencers. That's why. Okay. And the next question is we have to uh, find out that how calculate that how much it would have a cost a business to advertise with the influencer A in January 26 if 10% of influencer A's followers clicked on the advertisement. Okay. So first of all, we have to find out the number of clicks. Okay. So if you can see, let's find out the number of clicks. So they're saying 10%. So you can see that for the influencer A, they're asking about the influencer A or like C. Yeah, A's follower. Okay, so if you see like how many followers they have, 0.7 million. So all these 0.7 million will be clicking on the ad, and how much they it will cost to the influencer A. So let's find out the total number of clicks. So 10% their influencer or like their follower has increased. So currently this is 0.7 million. So if you just multiply 0.7 million with the 10%, so this is somehow you can say it will be equal to 0.07 million. So it is equal to 70,000 clicks. Okay, and how much the cost? The cost per click is 0.20. So it means that now we will multiply this with the 0.20. So this will be equal to, yeah, $40,000. So this is the answer. Now the next person is that explain one way IAS added value for services. Okay. First of all, we have to write one way, and then we need to evaluate. Analyze it. So one way IX adds value is by reducing um, providing, sorry, because they are providing the details. So providing more detailed information to influencers, and this adds value because now you need to explain how this will add value, because influencer can make, please write it down on your notebook, can make better
When screenshot or
decisions.
right?
Writing,
Yeah.
making influencers can maybe make the better decisions about their content and audience. This improves. Now I'm just making the change of analysis. This improves their performance and engagement. So as a result, influencers are more likely to use IX, increasing its demand. Yeah. So this is how, like, one way they can add value is providing more detailed information to influencers. So this adds value because influencers can make better decisions about their content and audience. This improves the performance. So like, they will be able to see that who is like following them, what is the detail of their audience and all. So according to that, they will be making content. This will make their performance, and definitely since they are targeting the right audience, so it will increase the engagement as well. So as a result, the influencers are more likely to use IX, increasing its demand, because now the influencers know that they have more followers. That's why. Then
Okay.
analyze one advantage and one disadvantage to IX of using the dynamic pricing. Okay. So one advantage of dynamic pricing, according to me, for IX is that it allows business to maximize its revenue, since IX charges uh, charges charges um, you can say that advertisers based on the price per click. So adjusting the prices depending on demand. depending on demand, is high. So, for example, we saw in table 1.1, influencers A's price per click increased from 0.2 to 0.4. If you just see here, 0.4, that was 0.2 first of all, and now it is 0.4. Okay, from 0.2, 0 to 0.42 as followers. So suggesting higher demand. This means that IAX can earn more revenue and from the popular influencers and improving profitability. Okay, and yeah, that's it. So this is one of the advantage, and now we need to write a disadvantage. So in the disadvantage, we can say, however, one disadvantage is that of the dynamic pricing. One disadvantage is of the dynamic pricing. Uh, may leads to uncertainty, and dissatisfaction for advertisers, and business may find it difficult to predict their advertising cost because you are changing frequently. That's why predict their advertising cost per click would make advertising cost. So if price change frequently, so for instance, have to write the example as well. That for instance, and it should be relevant to the case study, a sudden increase um, you can say that in price per click, which they are changing every month. So it means that would make advertising too expensive. Definitely, for example, if I'm going to advertise something and if the price per click is really high, so for me it is really costly, too expensive. And that's why, especially for the smaller things. And this may discourage some businesses from using IX and led to. So we have to show the effect on the business as well. That okay, some of the business they will discourage, but how this will affect the IX business. So IX and led to a fall in demand, and for advertising space. So as a result, always use connectives. Therefore, as a result, conclusively, because, or furthermore, secondly, firstly, use these connectives as well. Okay. So as a result, IX could lose customers because definitely if I'm changing the the price per click every month, so the businesses who are taking these services, like they are advertising their products on my social media application. So for them, if the prices are changing again and again, so it will be difficult for them to predict their advertising cost because it is changing too quickly, like every month. So this will be like really expensive for them, and that's why there will be less demand for the IX services, and IX could lose the customers to the competitors, and offering more stable pricing and potentially reducing long term revenue. Yeah. Now let's see, this is how we need to write the 8 marker. The next question is that should we like use a license plate management style or anything else? Okay. First of all, you need to explain, like we need to write a definition. What is the meaning of license plate? So we can say that license fare is a management style where employees are given a high level of freedom to make decisions. This is the definition of the license fare. To make decisions with minimal supervisions and here we know that the Kamal uses this approach and to manage IX 30 employees across different departments. One second, let me just bring the whole. Okay. So we can say that the license fare is appropriate. Why? Because this business heavily relies on creative, uh, creative and skilled employees. Okay, so these employees are likely to be highly qualified. I'm just making change now. Likely to be highly qualified. Okay, and capable of working independently, and by giving them the autonomy, if the autonomy is there, by giving them the autonomy, what will happen? IX may encourage innovation and creativity because they will be encouraged that since you are providing them complete autonomy, encourage innovation and creativity. Okay, so which is definitely essential for improving its performance and maintaining its USP, which is important for improving performance and maintain USP. Okay, and this could help the IX to stay competitive, help to stay competitive, help to stay competitive, and continue attracting the influencers. And increasing demand for its services. This is how you need to write the last impact in the business, like how this will be helping the business objectives to achieve. Then we also need to evaluate the how license fare. So we can say that, however, license fare may not be suitable because IX has 30 employees. So they have 30 employees, okay, and all managed by Kamal. Okay, so which could lead to a lack of coordination and control because he is like having a lot of employees. Lack of coordination and control. And how this leads to what? So without strong leadership, no strong leadership. If there's no strong leadership, so it means that the departments may not effectively work. Okay, and that's why this would maybe result in inefficiencies since the workers are not working perfectly, and poor communication. Poor communication, missed business opportunities, especially as IS goes. Okay. Then again, you have to write one more advantage. Now you have choice. Maybe you can talk about any other like management style, analyze its positive things, and then evaluate it. Or maybe you can again write one more positive point of the license fare. So we can say that license fare may improve the employee motivation, Okay, and job satisfaction. Okay, for example, employees in the marketing department are paid through profit sharing. Marketing department, uh, like you can say that are paid through profit sharing. We saw this in the table. Okay, so it means that which already incentivize performance. Okay, and it will be allow them to freedom in decision making. Okay, and then it may further motivate them to work hard. And contribute to new ideas. Okay, and potentially it will be increasing success of IX uh, profitability. Okay, then we need to again evaluate this. So then we can say that further more, or you can also use the same thing. However, um, some employees may require more guidance. Some employees may require more guidance, definitely, because some of the employees maybe they need the guidance. It's not like every employee is creative. For example, the workers in the maintenance departments, workers in the maintenance department, uh, you can say, since maybe like they are less experienced or less skilled, we can say. So maybe this staff may not perform well without guidance. Okay, so this will reduce productivity and reputation with the influencers and advertisers. And reputation, definitely, if they are not working well, so this will be decreasing their reputation in the eyes of influencers and the advertisers. So this is what happened, and then we need to uh, make a conclusion. So in conclusion, like in evaluation, we can say that while laissez-faire can be beneficial, laissez-faire can be beneficial. Okay, and because it will encourage creativity and motivation in a knowledge-based business, it will encourage creativity in knowledge-based business. Okay, and it may not be the most appropriate management style overall. May not be the appropriate style overall. We can't say that this is like he should use for the all workers. It may not be the most appropriate management style because a more balanced approach is good. Like he should use different styles, more balanced approach. So we can say like a balanced approach in which way? So he could use maybe democratic style for the marketing department. Could use, or maybe he could use overall that democratic style. Use democratic style, and this will be better because it will still allow employee input but ensure the coordination and control as well. Allow freedom but maintain coordination and control. And this would be important as IX expands and it like they require more structured management. As IX expands and required more structured uh, management. Okay. Then in like we can say that the license fare maybe like you can say that license fare is something which is suitable to some extent. Suitable to some extent, especially for the skilled employees, but not the most appropriate overall due to the need for coordination and control. So, like it is good for skilled workers, but not overall because there is need of we can say that coordination and control. So this is how like you need to write the answers. Okay. So this is our evaluation. This is how you need to write the answers with 12 marker starting from here. But I just made the change. I haven't like you can say that wrote the full points. And if you see this case study number 2, since we don't have time, so let's discuss its questions and the remaining questions which I think that you can do. So this will be like your homework. For example, the first question is very easy. They're asking us to define a feature of partnership. So we know like the partnership is that where the ownership is shared between the two or more people. So this is one feature we can write, or we can also say like they have to share the profit or losses between each other. Then we need to simply explain the term inventory. So first of all, we need to write a definition. What is the meaning of inventory? So we know that inventory refers to the stock of goods and materials a business hold for use or sale. And then you can use simply the scarcity information here that what kind of inventory they are keeping. Then we need to refer to figure 2.1 and calculate the combined market share of YV and AV bets in CTP. Okay, so we have this figure. So as you can see that this is a pie chart and it consisted on the sales revenue data for different type of markets, like so different type of businesses. So YV is holding like YV's total revenue is 230, then JS total revenue is 160, 200, and 210. So what we need to do, we need to find out the market share of YV and AV. Okay, YV means this YV and AV. But first of all, we have to see what is the total sales. Like what is the total sales? It means that we will add 160 plus 230 plus 210 plus 200. So 160 plus 230 plus 200 plus 210. This will become 800. This is the total sales, the whole market. $800 million. 800,000, sorry, $800,000. So now we need to combine the sales of YV and AV. So 230 plus 210, it is like 440 something you can say. This is for the YV and AV because we need to find out the market share for only these two. Okay, now we need to find out the market share. So as you can see, total sales are this. YV and AV's sales are this. So it means that we need to find out the total market share of YB and AV in from the total sales of this whole industry. So it means that we will divide this with the total and then multiply this with 100. 440 divided by 800 multiplied by 10. This is 55%. So it means that YB and AV is holding 55% of the sales, 55% of the market share from the whole market. Then the next person is that explain one factor influencing the supply of vet services in the CTP. So vet services, like the supply of vet services, means that the doctors they are providing the vet services. So this could be influenced with the because of the availability of the qualified veterinary, like veterinary surgeons. For example, if there are lower number of doctors, the surgeons, so definitely this will be influencing the supply of vet services. There will be less services supply because there is less doctors available. But definitely we have to explain this as well, but in the business context. But we haven't read the case study. Then the C is that analyze two methods why Yeti could use to improve the YB's cash flow. So there are different methods to improve the cash flow. For example, we can maybe like for improving cash flow, what we can do is we can maybe use a kind of, you can say that a planning, and we could maybe increase the sales, increase the services, because definitely when the sales services will increase, the sales of services, if it will increase, so it means that definitely you will be able to increase the not like maintain the cash, and maybe you can go with the cash sales services only. It means that you should only provide the cash sales services so that you can get the cash instantly. So this thing you can do as well. The multiple things we can do. So whatever you feel that is good, because I don't have like the marking scheme for this paper since um, I just received the paper only. So that's why you can use my points. And also if you maybe can find out your own points as well, so you can use that. Okay. So the part is that evaluate the most likely impact of the proposed merger on one stakeholder of IB. So like proposed merger. So we don't know what kind of merger they proposed, but but like we can talk about it, that if the merger is there, like for example, if this company will merge with another company, so how this will affect the stakeholder. So we know that the stakeholders are multiple customers, owners, we have a lot of stakeholders. So for example, if we talk about the customers, so if the two companies will merge, so it means that the customers will be able to get the good services, because now since the two companies are there, they merge their resources, they merge their skilled labor and all the skilled doctors, so they will be able to give the good services, the quality the services to the customer. So that's one thing can happen. Okay, but again you have to evaluate it as well. So we can say that yes, the customers they will be like having the benefits of good services, um, but the problem is that when the two companies will merge, so now the customers they have the less choices in the market. Because for example, if you just go to the pie chart again, there are only one, two, three, four companies are working in the market. So for example, if the two companies will merge, let's say YB and AB, so it means that now the customers will have the three choices only. They can go to JH, they can go to SD, or they can go to these two companies, because these two companies just merged. So it means the choices will decrease for them. Uh, yeah, and also the next impact would be on the employees, because if the two companies will merge, so maybe some of the employees will get the promotion, because when the two companies will merge, so whenever there are some employees who are capable, so maybe the company will give them the promotions. But at the same time, since when the two companies will merge together, since they will be having the same skill or same type of worker, so this will lead to a duplication of role. It means that maybe you have let's say that one nurse, and the other company they have also the nurses. So maybe the all nurses they are doing the same work. So this is a kind of duplication of role. So maybe these companies will be making a lot of nurses redundant, you know. So it means that this will not be a good impact on one stakeholder and the other employees. And then in the evaluation, you can say anything that whether this merger will be, you can say that having good impact on the stakeholder or not. Okay, they said that propose merger on one stakeholder. Okay, so you just need to need to write the impact on the one stakeholder, not on the two. So one stakeholder only.
Okay.
Okay, now please send me the solution of like this these questions on the WhatsApp.
Okay, मैम। मैम ये पेपर नंबर भी आप बता दें, पेपर ईयर।